wrestling aggressive, and they're wrestling finishing moves on the edge. That kind of stuff is obviously basic, but it's the way they're coached. And I expect to see, we're not going to see any of them really this round, maybe one or two, but they have to find the victories where they can here. Let's hope to see that these other schools, Virginia, Duke, UNC, and Pitt, let's see, the battle for third as it takes place.
So not only individual glory here coming through the consolation side, but the team implications. And Tim mentioned it, Virginia Tech has only 3 in the wrestlebacks. North Carolina State has 4, but all of those guys have an opportunity to get the advancement half a point, plus the bonus point situation stays as well.
Grab one.
We are ready to go as we jump into the consolation semis, and it's at 125 pounds. North Carolina redshirt freshman Anthony Bosco taking on Nick Herrmann of Virginia. Herrmann, the senior, with a record of 13-8 on the year. Herrmann started the day with a 6-3 win over Atkins of Duke, and then he gave Joey Dance, the defending champion, all he could handle as Dance won 5-3. Bosco was pinned in the first round by freshman L.J. Bentley of Pitt, so looking for his first win. Front headlock applied momentarily by Herrmann.
It's good action here in the opening salvo. There's got to be a little bit more aggression by Bosco to try to find something underneath and not just stay on top. And same thing with Herrmann again. With a lot of heavy. Nice little deep pull single there. Bosco needs to get his left elbow down into the mat and try to turn that corner. Herrmann doing a good job of keeping his weight down, not coming over top, which is sort of a bad habit that's developed here recently with some of the lighter weights in Virginia. Kind of come underneath, put pressure on the head, see if he can break that grip of Bosco. He's got a 3/4 here, and he's able to get some pressure, but I don't know if he's going to be able to find the counter shot. Going in for the big throw there. Kind of risky. Actually gave up a takedown, but you gotta reward that action. That's
Bosco looking for the throw, but it's Herrmann who ends up tossing, and Virginia with the 2-0 lead. Extra motivation in this bout. This is a weight class that will send 4 to New York City, so the winner of this bout will guarantee himself a spot in the top 4 at 125 pounds. Winner of these consolation semis will come back a little bit later on at 5 o'clock Eastern and wrestle for the consolation finals. Inside a minute to go in this first period, Herrmann of Virginia with a 2-0 lead. Bosco, the redshirt freshman from St. Charles, Illinois. The folks around Chapel Hill thought it'd be Cody Carnes in this weight class, but Bosco beat Carnes twice early in the season to earn the spot.
Herrmann's doing a good job locking that up, but we've seen this same turn position from wrestlers from Virginia Tech and NC State, and they're able to actually get that turn. Not seeing that quite yet from Herrmann. He seems a little undecided if he wants to go for a tilt or if he's trying to go for this leg turk. And basically, those require 2 different things. A leg turk's going to require you to put the pressure down into your opponent, and like you just did, and a tilt is you want your opponent's hips to come up and try to come underneath him and try to find some leverage. So Herrmann's really got to decide which way he wants to go with this.
Herrmann has eaten up over a minute of riding time in this first period as it comes to an end. A 2-0 lead for Nick Herrmann, the senior from Amarillo, Texas, 2-time NCAA qualifier for the Cavaliers. He was the ACC runner-up last year, losing to Joey Dance. Ironically, this season, those two squared off in the semifinal round. Herrmann losing more than an hour and a half ago to Dance 5-3. So let's see what Bosco can do as he works in the top position.
Herrmann's a senior. He's at home. He wants to kind of finish this out strong. Also, he's got the talent to make a push to be an All-American, and he needs to start that process right now in this match and look to be dominating. Look to try to change the course of the season. A tight match with Dance is good. It's still a loss, but it was good. He needs to try to find that energy to kind of bring this towards the rest of the year. He's got a guillotine he's kind of looking for here. It's not an easy position to capture without the referee's attention, but what he's going to try to do now is...
that's the key.
Yeah.
Without the officials' attention on it.
It looks like, he might be able to pull it off. He's actually allowed to lock his hands here and pull him closer. And if he does that, I think we're going to find not just back points, but a fall. Shoulder got in the way there.
Technical penalty point will be given to Bosco on the locked hands with Herrmann, apparently.
Apologies. I said he could lock his hands. He can lock his hands if he's around the bottom arm. That would be actually grabbing an arm, but he didn't have that.
So a 4-1 lead for Nick Herrmann of Virginia. Second period, Herrmann brings Bosco back down. While since Bosco has won a match, you have to go back to January 1st. His last win, a tough year at 125, but just a freshman, as we mentioned, arriving to Chapel Hill via the Illinois route. Army and Academy.
I mean, with Coleman Scott as his head coach and training partner, it won't be long until a guy like Bosco is able to find a little bit more success in the mats. It's a really nice turk he's got there, but he's getting a little too hung up on where his hands are. It's a hip motion that is going to decide it. Also, his left leg is too far outside of Bosco's hip. It needs to be behind his hip, almost up his butt. Little half. He's going to find some back points here.
Could not get the 2 count on the near fall, so Herrmann will settle for a 3-point lead as we move into the third period. Mentioned Coleman Scott, the newest addition to the ACC coaching fraternity, and good look at Scott as he gets ready to compete. Looking for his shot at the 2016 Olympics in Rio, maybe his final shot to win the Olympic gold medal, the trials in Iowa City, April 9th and 10th. He'll be one of 8 to 10 wrestlers competing in that 57-kilo division.
Really nice knee pull single by Bosco. I think that's the move he's going to be using here in the next future couple of years. It's really not about the setup, and it's not about the shot for him right now. It's about the finish. He's leaving a little too much distance. He's leaving his head down. He's leaving his ankles behind. You can see that Herrmann's able to block it up. But it's a really nice attack. What's missing is the finish. Oh, nice double leg there by Herrmann to drive, finish that quickly. And he also is going to want to look for some bonus points as Virginia looks to sort of enter into where they're going to fall in this team race.
6-1 lead for Herrmann with the half applied. Cavaliers in control in this consolation semi at 125. Weight class with 4 allotments for the national tournament, so the winner guarantees himself a spot in New York City. Herrmann whips Bosco right back down to the mat inside a minute to go. Crossface possible cradle being hooked up here by Herrmann. And Herrmann sticking the cradle, but Bosco not allowing that leg to be latched up, so we'll get back to more of his base. But all Herrmann here, Bosco able to get the escape, but he needs a lot of help in a short amount of time, trailing by 4.
Well, we know that he knows how to throw. It'll be a nice little ankle pick there from the underhook on the right-hand side. He's going to fall just 1 point short of the major decision.
He'll get the riding time point and move in to the consolation finals. Nick Herrmann, a 9-2 winner over Anthony Bosco of North Carolina.
More importantly, we're going to the NCAA tournament.
For the 3rd time in Nick Herrmann's career, the senior, his final go-around in Charlottesville, Amarillo, Texas. Say he's a 3-time NCAA qualifier, a convincing win here over Bosco.